it working? Are we live? I think we are. Hi, and welcome as I explore Slay the Spire 2, which is now out in early access. My name is Lucas, and I enjoy playing strategy games and deck building games and like board games in general. I don't think there's too much else to cover. I would love for anyone with interest in the game to join me, but both live in chat or to watch after the stream's over. I'll be going to a board game festival later today, so I won't be able to stream more than like a couple of hours. So we'll see uh, if I make it through like a single run or maybe 2 or 3. I don't know before heading into it. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. With all that being said, single player multiplayer settings quit. I am very much looking forward to trying out the multiplayer feature with a couple of my friends. We've already been talking about doing some co-op gameplay, and that'll be awesome. For now though, single player. We have unlocked currently one of the characters, the Ironclad, which was also in the first game. He is the last soldier of the Ironclads. He crushes foes with sword and flame against his will. It's a bit sad. But he does have the Burning Blood, which is the same relic as he had in the first game. At the end of each combat, he heals 6 health. It looks like this is your first time playing Slay the Spire. Do you want a brief tutorial and some messages to help you out? Sure. I'm just checking to see how many hours I had in the first game. I had like just above 200 hours in the first game. I did make it to Ascension 20 with all the characters, but I don't think I had like that many successful runs after making it to Ascension 20. It was basically like, okay, I'm making it a mission for myself to make it to Ascension 20, and then to do one successful run of Ascension 20, and then once I was done with that, I basically moved on to other games, and then I periodically went back to it. For an example, I played some Monster Train 2 when that came out, and then once I was done playing Monster Train 2, I moved back to Slay the Spire for a bit. Well, I never actually got done with Monster Train 2 because what I wanted to do was I wanted to do a successful run at the highest difficulty. I think corruption level might have been what that was called. It doesn't really matter. The idea was I was going to finish a run at the highest difficulty with each major pairing of the different clans that are available in Monster Train 2. But I never actually got done with that. I just craved some more Slay the Spire. But now we're in Slay the Spire 2, and there's a quick tip. We have to select a room to travel to move up in the spire, pick a room to enter. Once you complete the room, pick an adjacent room above to keep climbing. That is just like how it worked in the first game. Defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy to play. Once you are out, end your turn. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn and your energy is replenished. Play defensive cards to gain block when enemies are about to attack you. Block reduces incoming damage, but wears off at the start of your next turn. Yes. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent above them. If an enemy is intent on attacking you, be sure to block. Yes. So here we'll be playing 2 defense and be taking 2 points of damage with 3 energy. We used it all as effectively as I know how to. Okay, let's go through like some of the UI changes. So we have HP and gold and potion slots. We can hold up to 3 potions at any time. This would indicate the sort of room we're in. We're in an enemy room, so we have to fight an enemy. This is the Nibbit. Looks very cool. I love the new animations and new backgrounds and all that stuff. It looks very polished, very clean and very cool. Floor 1. How far we've climbed. Phantom. At the end of the act, you will fight Phantom. So that's like what boss will be fighting, and then we can click on the map to see the map. And then there's a drawing feature. That's cool. Okay, so you can like go and like draw a path for yourself. Yes, so you can remember it between floors and sort of map out and make a plan for ascension. It's pretty cool. So of course unknown rooms that have events and sometimes shops, enemies, treasure. Merchants, where you can spend gold for all sorts of different things like cuts and relics and potions. Treasure, relics and gold can be found in these coveted rooms. Rest. Stop by these rooms to heal some HP or upgrade a card. Enemy and elite. Powerful foes are in these rooms. Defeating them will reward you a relic. So that is pretty much one-to-one what that was like in Slay the Spire 1. And the settings, of course. Burning Blood. Details for this relic will be revealed in the future. Okay, so there's like some flavor text down here. I'll say like some lore tidbit or interesting fact about the relic. Obviously that hasn't been added yet, but I imagine that will change as we get closer to the 1.0 update sometime in the future. At the end of combat, heal 6 health. So that's what we already know. Then we have our deck, which is right now 5 strike cards, 1 energy to deal 6 damage, 4 defend cards, 1 energy to gain 5 block, and a bash, which is 2 energy, deal 8 and apply to vulnerable. And vulnerable is a condition that makes a creature take 50% more damage from attacks. And then we can view all of them upgraded, and upgrading is what we can obviously do at the rest sites, or I guess also a possible thing that can happen at events. Okay. Love the animations. It's it's so cool. Okay. So, and they added like what turn you're in, which is cool. They didn't have that in the first game. Okay, we'll do 1 defend and a bash because we're taking 6 damage, and although we could block all of that damage, right? So you can play this card. Cards cannot be played if you don't have energy, and your turn to replenish energy and draw new cards. Right. In the first game, we didn't have like it didn't tell you what turn you were on. So it's a nice little addition to know that for this game. Right. So what I was saying is, even though we could have blocked all of it, we're healing 6 health at the end of this turn anyways, at the end of the combat anyways, so we might as well take a little bit of damage to make full use of that. So we are taking 6 damage, and also the enemy intends to block. Gained 5 points of block. No more cards. If there are no cards to draw, your discard pile, the pile to the right, is shuffled into your draw pile. Yeah, so you don't actually end up running out of cards. Empower. This enemy intends to use a buff, but we will be attacking it for some amount of damage first. And then the fight is over, and we're healing to maximum HP. We gained 20 gold and a card reward. Okay, so these are all new. Don't think I've seen any of these in the first game. Okay, so we have Setup Strike, which is deal 7 damage and gaining 2 strength, but only for this turn. Upgrades to dealing 9 damage and gaining 3 strength this turn. 1 energy. Cool. Tremble. 1 energy to apply to vulnerable. Upgrades to Tremble Plus, applying 3 vulnerable. And then there's the Blood Vault, which is a 2 energy skill, losing 2 HP to gain 16 block. Upgrades to 20 block. Okay, so these are all common cards, and none of them seem particularly like amazing at like the current stage that we're in. But I do think that I will attempt to track down and defeat as many elites as I possibly can. Also, just to like get to know some of the new enemies that are in the game. In order to do that properly, I would like more damaging potential, more damaging cards in my deck, which is the reason I will go for a Setup Strike. And then in order to meet the most amount of elites possible, I will have to go either here or here to end up on the path that takes me to 1, 2, and 3 elites. And I do think I would like to go here, because then we will also be able to experience some of the new events that are in the game. So, nice animation with the little tracing a path. Okay, so we're taking 7 points of damage, and this enemy intends to give you 2 status cards. And status cards in the first game was like a sort of... Oh, that is not a very fortunate draw order. We drew all of our defense in one hand. Anyways, it is basically useless cards that will sort of clog up your draws, and you'll have to spend energy in order to remove them from your deck, but only for that one combat. So we'll do 2 defense and a strike on the... Twig slime. Yeah, so it's the exact same. Shuffles into slimed status cards. Seven plus 8 plus 8. And then we'll be taking 8 damage. I also love that the character like moves and is animated when I play cards. It's very well made. It's very cool. And the fight is over. This time we only healed 278. Power cards. Power cards apply a buff to you when used. Buffs remain for the duration of a single combat. So Inflame was one of the cards that was in the first game, and it is unchanged. It is just a power card for 1 energy that gives you 2 strength, and it upgrades to 3 strength. Anger, also unchanged, at least, yeah, it's unchanged. It's an attack card that deals 6 damage and adds a copy of Anger to your discard pile. So basically, throughout the fight, you gain more and more Anger cards, and obviously you'll have to watch out that you don't overfill your deck with Angers, but I mean, that very rarely happens outside of boss fights where you might just play Anger without really taking into consideration how far, how long the fight will go. Mostly Anger is just a very decent a common attack card. Right, and obviously you distinguish commons from uncommons and rares by the sort of the frame. So obviously this Anger has like a gray border, not the frame, the border. The Anger has like a gray border, the Inflame has a blue border, and then rare cards will have a golden border. Okay, Breakthrough. Breakthrough is a new card. It is a 1 energy attack card. Common. You lose 1 HP to deal 9 to all enemies. That seems very decent actually. And it upgrades to 13 damage to all enemies. That seems like a very good card. I will take Inflame, because it is some nice damage scaling early on. And then we'll go to the question mark. Okay. You spot an enormous shambling beast chase off an injured green bird. In the alcove the bird fled from, a single unguarded egg lies abandoned. Your stomach gurgles. Okay. So we get to either eat the egg and gain 7 max HP right now, or we get to take the egg and then the egg can be hatched at a rest site. As great as like 7 max HP sounds right now, I would like to see what it means to hatch an egg. It's a quest. A quest card. Okay, so you basically have to carry it in your deck, and I imagine that you can like draw it and it's unplayable, and you don't really, well, you can't really use it for anything. It's just like a dead draw, kind of like a curse would be. But if you make it to rest side, you gain some sort of bonus or reward for like finishing the quest. Let's see when the next rest site is. That would be... Okay, so we don't actually get a rest this act unless we want to skip one of the elites, which I do because I'd like to see what the egg holds. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. Okay, a shrinker beetle. This enemy intends to apply debuff to you. Oh no. Very dangerous. Ooh, shrink. While shrinker beetle is alive, your attacks deal 30% less damage. Very cool. Playing a strength up and a setup strike and a defend. And then I think it's dead, right? 8, yeah, great. And we're back to full HP. And a fire potion, deal 20 damage. That is the exact same way as fire potion worked in the first game. Drink or throw potions during combat. Potions stay with you throughout the run. Tip. Potions. Got it. Okay, so we get an Iron Wave, which is unchanged from the first game. It's a common attack where you gain 5 block and you deal 5 damage. Dismantle. That looks like a new card. 1 energy to deal 8 damage if the enemy is vulnerable. Hits twice. That seems really good. Cinder. Deal 17 damage. Exhaust the top card of your draw pile. Or upgrades to 22. Seems like a okay card as well. Obviously a common card. Dismantle seems way better for my current situation, but that is what that is. Okay, Sapphire Seed. You narrowly avoid stepping on a bright, sharp seed. Its unmistakable color gives away that it's a sapphire seed. Weren't these incredible seeds supposed to be extinct? Learning a lot about the lore here. Legends say that consuming one can greatly amplify your endurance. But what if you plant and nourish it instead? Okay, so we get to heal 9 HP, which doesn't matter because we're at full HP, but also to upgrade a card in our deck. Or we can enchant a card with Zone. The first time you play this card, each combat gain an energy. Right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, basically making Inflame free seems pretty good because we give it Zone, and so when we play it, we gain back the energy that we spent to put it into play. And because it's a power, we don't play it again. If we don't draw it again, we put it into play, and then it remains in play until the end of the fight. So I think that's what we'll do. Very cool. You scour the overgrowth and find a pot with good aeration. Then you trek around searching for an untouched spot where light peeks through a cracked wall. Carefully you reinforce the pot with bark and vine to camouflage it. Fill it with loamy nutrient-rich soil and nestle the seed just beneath the surface. Finally you gather dew from nearby plants and pour it over the soil. Grow big, little seed. Unknowingly, the sapphire seed attaches to you spiritually, thankful of your hard work. Proceed. Very cool. And we have made it to an unknown enemy encounter. Okay. We're up against the Inklets. These are pretty aggressive. Uh, okay, so the next time England loses HP, it only loses 1 HP instead. Okay, so we're taking 12 damage here, and I'm trying to I'm considering using my fire potion in order to save myself the HP, but honestly, I think just killing this enemy and then the fading away animation looks so cool. Okay. So this turn it actually ends up saving me, well, not quite 10 HP. Just defend. Taking 5. Oh, right. There we go. I was kind of thinking that Slippery made it immune to the next instance of damage instead of it still losing the 1 HP. So it took me quite a while to like figure out the line of killing it and then also playing a defender. Okay. Just trying to explain my my decision-making process while playing the game. Okay, and this time we just kill. Cool. Stomp. That's a new card. Uncommon attack. Deal 12 damage to all enemies. Costs 1 less for each attack played this turn. Upgrades to 15. Shrug it off. That's the same as in the first game. Common skill gains 11 block and draws 1 card. Armaments also the same as in the first game. I think I'll be taking an armaments. Ooh, that looks cool. A mauler. So it is attacking us for 8. We've done all we can to block. And this turn we'll be playing a little flame, and then armaments will be upgrading this defend, and then we'll be defending and playing a strike. That way we block as much as possible. And this turn we're playing 2 defense and a setup strike. Taking 8 damage. Well, taking 0 damage because we blocked it, but then this turn we are defending 8 and okay, so it makes us vulnerable if it gets to do the debuff. Which it did, but then we killed it right after, so it didn't really matter. Thunderclap, same as the first game. Uncommon attack card, deals 7 damage and applies 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Setup strike, we've covered. And rage, same as in the first game. 0 cost skill. Uncommon, and whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 5 block. I think that sounds kind of cool. Don't really know if make sense to add that to our deck. I think we might just skip. Yeah. And then we'll be going to the campfire. Tip: resting. At a rest site, you can stop and take a breather. After selecting one of the options, you must move on. Choose wisely. Yeah, so we can only do one of them. We can rest to heal 30% of our max HP, which is 24. We get to upgrade a card in our deck, which can be any one of the cards. Or we get to hatch our Burdenous egg, which is the one we'll be choosing. Bird Swoop. Upon pickup, gain the card Bird Swoop. A bird pip will accompany you in battles. That is very cool. So it's a 0 energy attack. It's green, which probably means like a pet card. And then it upgrades to dealing 18. That's a pretty strong like attack card. A self-help book. On the floor lies a tome. Top 3 ways to conquer the Spire. Did Jorbs write that? Jorbs being obviously a very good player of Slay the Spire and streamer on Twitch. The book is encrusted with blood. So you find this manuscript highly suspicious. Will you read it? Choose an attack to enchant with Sharp 2. Increases damage on this card by 2. Read a random passage. Choose a skill to enchant with Nimble 2. Increases block gained from this card by 2. I think we'll go with the Sharp 2 on the Dismantle, because that's the card that'll benefit most. You flip the book over and read the summary. Critics and cultists agree that sharp and pointy weapons are the best way to inflict damage. What a hot take. There's a price sticker on the back of the book, crossed out and marked with a greatly reduced price. Okay, cool. Going to our first treasure chest. Oh, that's very cool. Relics. Relics found throughout the Spire grant unique bonuses and remain throughout your run. They can be found at treasure rooms, random events, or by defeating the elites. Gorget. At the start of each combat, gain 4 plating. Plating. At the end of your turn, gain 1 gain block. Plating is reduced by 1 at the start of your turn. Okay, so the first turn we gain 4 block, and the next turn we'll be gaining 3, and then 2, and then 1. Seems like a very good relic. And we are now going to our first elite. Oh, very cool. This enemy intends to attack for 16. Territorial. At the end of its turn, gains 1 strength. Very cool, and that has 91 health. Let's try to do this without using potions, and then towards the end we can use the fire potion if it gets dangerous. So we'll be doing 2 defense and a dismantle, and then take 2 damage. Ooh. 4 times 3 damage. Do an armament and be upgrading the bash to inflict even more vulnerable. And then, oh, bird sort of swoops in. Very cool. I think we can do defend here. Might have been the wrong call though. Nope. Very good. Okay. So we gained 42 gold, a block potion, which is the same as in the base game. I should also mention the strength potion is also the same as in the first game. And then the Vajra start each combat with 1 strength, also the same as the first game. Oh, and we get to see a rare card. Okay, so uncommon attack, bludgeon, 3 energy to deal 32, upgrades to 42. In the first game, that was actually a rare card, but it was also not a particularly great rare card, so I'm glad to see it having been moved down to an uncommon. Cool. Evil Eye, that's a new one. An uncommon skill. Gain 8 block, gain another 8 block if you have exhausted a card this turn. And upgrades to 11 and 11. That seems like a great card. And then a power, 2 energy to put into play the Pyre. Gain energy at the start of your turn. And then it upgrades to gaining 2 energy at the start of each turn. I mean, we are struggling to play all of our cards every turn, so let's try to take it. I don't know. It doesn't seem great because, I mean, you're using 2 energy to gain 1 energy the following turn, and then 1 energy the following the turn after that. So having spent 2 energy, you basically have to spend 3 more turns of combat before it starts having like gained value. But I mean, it might be okay. We have a 0 cost card, and the upgrade seems pretty cool for it. And like we could potentially find cards or other effects that helps us put it into play early in a fight, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, cool. We're up against like an adventuring party. A crossbow raider, an axe raider, and an assassin raider. Very cool. This seems like a good turn to use our block potion. And then I think we'll just kill the crossbow raider. Yeah, seems okay. And then we're fully blocking. Oh, this bad calculation on my part. I should have actually spent some time seeing how the numbers would add up. And it is just that. Cool. Battle Trance, same as in the first game. Uncommon skill, draws 3 cards. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. True Grit, also the first as in the first game. Uncommon skill, gain 7 block, exhaust 1 card at random, and it upgrades to 9 block and exhausting 1 card that you get to choose yourself. Uppercut, also the same as the first game. 2 energy, deal 13 damage, apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable, and it upgrades to 2 weak and 2 vulnerable. Battle Trance is seems like a great card for this deck. Oh, a frog parasite. Strategic. This enemy intends to give you 3 status cards. Upon dying, summons something. That is disgusting. Might want to use our strength potion. Don't know that we actually need it, but also I don't know what this enemy can do, and I do want to take as little damage as possible. We can use our fire potion later if that ends up actually being an issue. Killed it first time? Okay. So it summons like a bunch of wrigglers, which are these little monsters. Gross. Okay. So we have this one intending to deal 6 damage. This one intending to empower itself and also give us a status card. This one also intending to deal 6 damage, and then the last one also buffing itself and adding a status card. So we would like to take out probably, this is 17 damage, so, and it's actually 20 damage. Yeah, so we'll be taking out this wriggler. An infection. And what are those? Unplayable. At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, take 3 damage. Okay. And then they also ended up gaining 2 strength. Killing one and blocking. Okay, so they change between like buffing and attacking. That is good to know. And we probably kill this time. We do kill this time. Nice. Ornamental Fan. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. That is also a relic from the past. Relic from the first game. Pillage. Draw cards until you draw a non-attack card. Upgrades to dealing 9 damage. That's a new card. Uncommon attack. Very cool. Seems like a pretty good card. Also for my deck, because I don't have that many attack cards, I guess. Rampage. Deal 9 damage. Increase this card's damage by 5 this combat, and upgrades to 9. And uncommon attack. Or Flame Barrier, which is, it looks like the same from the first game. Uncommon skill, gains 12 block, and then whenever you're attacked, you deal 4 damage back to the attacker. I think Flame Barrier is best because we are lacking in like defensive cards, but we did also just get an Ornamental Fan, and we have the Gorget, so maybe the Pillage is better? I don't actually know. Could be. Very well could be. Especially if we're getting into play our Pyre, but doesn't look like we're getting that into play anytime soon. So I don't know. But like, also with armaments, because I I am at some point going to upgrade that so that it upgrades all cards in your hand, then it is very, very nice to be able to have like a good amount of card draw. I think we'll try taking a pillage and seeing if it works out or not. Okay, so this time we're battling 2 Nibbits instead of just the one. We'll be going after the one that is buffing the first turn, because that way we'll kill the most dangerous one if we have enough to take it out on the following turn. And we're only taking 2 damage, bringing us down to 74, which we are healing at the end of the combat. So if we don't take any more damage than that... Oh, right. I also forgot about Elemental Flame, so... Never mind, we take 0 damage. I'm not very smart. Well, this would have been a nice amount of damage to deal on the first Nibbit, but never mind. It is what it is. Battle trance, and can we kill it this turn? I don't think we can, but each of these are dealing 9, so that is 27 plus 17, which is 46. Seems like enough. I don't feel particularly smart right now. So I have 6 block, we're taking 8. But we're already over healing 2, so the potion ends up saving me 6 health. I don't think that's worth it. I'll just take the damage and try to learn something from it. 20 gold, an energy potion, very cool with our pyre, because that way we might actually be able to put it into play. Bloodletting. We are kind of lacking in energy, so bloodletting could be very cool. Losing 3 health to gain energy, 2 energy regularly, 3 energy upgraded. Also the same as it was in the base game. Whirlwind, very good attack card, uncommon. I think we have enough attack cards, but obviously a very good card. And Tremble we did go over, so we'll try to see if a bloodletting improves the deck. And now we're going up against the Shrinker Beetle, which is again trying to debuff us, just like it did in the first time we faced off against it. And the Fuzzy Worm Crawler. I have to wait and see what that does. We do get an opportunity to put into play the Pyre, because we're automatically blocking for 4 without plating. And then we'll deal 8 damage to the Shrinker Beetle, because it'll debuff our damage. So we'd like to get rid of that as soon as possible. That does seem like we're getting an opportunity to do just that basically right away. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, wow. Gaining 7 strength. Damn. Easy fight. Little bit of gold and a card reward. Second wind. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand. Gain 5 block for each card exhausted this way. Upgrades to 7. That is the same as it was in the base game, the first game. 1 energy, uncommon skill, tremble, and anger. We will take the second wind. And then we'll upgrade either armaments or pyre. I would like to upgrade the pyre, but I think armaments will do that for us in a lot of fights. We'll have to wait and see. Cool. Phantom. So it is aggressive, just means that it is intending to attack us, and then it has Slippery 9. Very cool. There's that armaments upgrade coming in. Clutch. And then we will just end our turn there, I think. Oh, looks so cool. It raises its sort of glaive-esque tentacle for its 6x2 attack. It's very cool. Okay, what are we doing here? We're just bashing, striking, and bird swooping. I think most of our turns are playing it. Oh wow! So it's sort of building up to the big attack turn. So awesome. Do you think something might happen once it loses all of its slippery? I think something might happen once it loses all of its slippery, which it will be doing right now. Okay. Did draw a pyre, but I don't think. Okay, so nothing happened. It's good to know. In that case, we may want to use our energy potion to put the pyre into play. But like, could also just use it to play or defend. Okay, mostly just so that we don't draw it again next turn. I think it does make sense to play the pyre. And then we'll take the 21 damage and gain 3 wounds as well. And then it is empowering itself. Okay. Okay, so it just gained like 2 strength. Which is fine. I think we want to get the damage in. And like taking 4 is not that big a deal. Mm. And then 29 and adding 3 moves. Very, very cool. But I do think that it is over. Yes! Epoch discovered. 100 gold and a rare card. Primal Force transforms all attacks in your hand into giant rocks, which are just deal 16 damage attacks, and it upgrades into replacing them with Giant Rock Plus, which deal 20 damage. I mean, it seems okay, but also a little bit. I mean, we're replacing our already like okay attack cards. I mean, the strikes are pretty bad, but things like dismantle and set up strike and especially bird swoop is basically like for those cases it's basically a downgrade, and it replaces one of the cards in our deck. So I don't think it's great right here, but it certainly could be cool for some decks. Demon Form. At the start of your turn, gain 2 strength, costs 3 energy to put into play, and it's a power, and it upgrades into 3 strength. That is the exact same as it was in the first game. And lastly, Thrash. Deal 4 damage twice. Exhaust a random attack in your hand and add its damage to this card. That seems cool. Don't know how good it is, but it seems very cool. So we'll take it. And then we'll proceed. And we didn't get a boss relic, which we did in the first game. So in the first game, after you defeated the first act boss and the second act boss, you would get like a treasure chest that held a boss relic. And boss relics are basically like in the first game there was 3 categories of relics. There were the common relics, uncommon relics, and boss relics. And boss relics would basically often be some of the most powerful among the relics of the game, but I mean, they're definitely what's that called? Like there were situations when that was not true at all. But it looks like the boss relic has been replaced by the first floor of second act, which seems to be like some sort of goo dragon, like the icon looks like a very eldritch being. Very cool. Very, very cool. I do love like eldritch horror in general, and the lore being as mysterious and sort of unspoken, or like the lore isn't very upfront. You kind of have to like read into it with Slay the Spire, kind of like with a lot of From Software games, which I also do enjoy a lot. Mostly for their stories. I'm not great at like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. I've beaten them, Dark Souls 1 and 3, and Elden Ring, and also Bloodborne. But no, I never finished Demon Souls, but I played a lot of Demon Souls. I almost finished it. My point being is that it also has like a very vague and mysterious lore, and I kind of enjoy that, having to investigate the story and the lore yourself. Anyways, A puppet has arrived. Pale the melting dragon. Can you check on father? I'm too tired. Awesome. Just absolutely amazing. Pale the melting dragon that has like lava lamps and like it's in a sort of sanctuary kind of place, and we do get a powerful relic. So Pale's Tear. If you end your turn with unspent energy, gain 2 energy next turn. Pale's Tooth. Remove 5 cards from your deck. After each combat, randomly add 1 back upgraded. Pale's Blood. At the start of your turn, draw 1 additional card. So we can add some card draw, some energy, or like remove a bunch of cards that then get added back into the deck. So we basically get to upgrade 5 cards, but for the first 5 combats we'll be playing without those cards, which I mean I'd love it if they just weren't added back in, like getting to remove 5 cards, like just removing 3 strikes and 2 defense would be absolutely awesome here, but then they're added back in. I think Pale's Tears or Pale's Blood might be better, and I think Pale's Blood is mainly for the reason that we do have a Bloodletting. Seems pretty cool, and also the Pyre, but mostly the Bloodletting right now, because again, the Pyre, it takes a couple of turns for it to actually pay off, and 2 energy is a rather large investment. But we'll be going for the Pale's Blood, and then proceed. And we did also get healed to max HP, which we didn't before we entered Pale's Sanctum. Oh, so okay, I can just hold down right click in order to draw on the map, which did also say, but I missed that. And then middle click for the eraser, and then there's no shortcut for the clear drawings. Anyways, proceed. I think still trying to get as many elites as at all possible, and I see 3, but we'll try to go to an early shop because we have 465 gold, which I don't know how much that is in Slay the Spire 2, but in Slay the Spire 1 that was quite a large amount of money. Anyways, let's go to the first enemy. Okay, that's like a thieving hopper, like an insect sort of being, attacking us for 17. It is malicious. It intends to apply afflictions on my cards, so maybe we'll like enchant them, kind of like how Dismantle has Sharp on it. And then it is an escape artist. It tries to escape the combat after 5 turns, which kind of reminds me of like the Mockers and the Robbers of Slay the Spire 1. In Slay the Spire 1, if you don't know, there were like enemies that would steal some of your gold and then run away with it. But if you could defeat them before they ran away, you'd end up getting back the gold. We'll start off with a pillage to see if we can draw like maybe armaments, or a battle trance would be kind of nice, and flame could be cool. Let's see what we end up drawing. Just to defend. Not what I had my hopes up for, but we'll play it nonetheless. And then I'm considering whether or not Bloodletting is worth it here to get the Pyre into play. don't know how dangerous this enemy actually is, but I mean, it seems pretty dangerous. Yeah, let's just try playing out our hand, kind of. Oh, it stole our card. Swipe. Upon killing this enemy, the stolen card is returned. And then it is empowering itself. Upgrade our hand. Inflame. Use the setup strike. And then do a bird. Attack. Just burn up the rest of our hand. I do also think that last turn I forgot the fact that we have the ornamental fan that we could have used to block for the same amount that the defend card we used to block for. So there's a misplay on my part. 21 damage, and Flutter receives 50% less damage from attacks. Deal attack damage 5 times to stun it. I think we can do that. Bash, and thrash, and a strike. Ended up killing it before it became like relevant. 11 gold, a colorless potion. Take your oh, so it actually steals the card out of our deck, and if we don't take it back, then we just you know, it just got removed from the deck. That's pretty cool. Let's see what is on offer. An upgraded Burning Pact, uncommon, exhaust 1 card to draw 3, costs 1 energy, and then Thunderclap we've been over. Headbutt is a common attack, deals 9 damage. It puts a card from our discard pile on top of our draw pile. Upgrades to 12 damage. So both of these I think are on none of these cards are like changed from the first game. Maybe Headbutt dealt another amount of damage. No, it definitely dealt 9 damage unupgraded. I don't remember if it was like any more or any less upgraded, but yeah, I think they're unchanged. We'll go for the Burning Pact. That seems like a great addition for a deck, and we will take back the pillage. I think we'll try to make that card work. Very nice artwork, and the mysterious shop owner, keeper. Just trying to see if there's anything interactable in the background. Doesn't seem like there is. Awesome artwork. Love the animation. We can obviously just choose to proceed, but we will talk with the shopkeeper. Okay. First card up for grabs is the Conflagration, which is a rare attack card. It deals 8 damage to all enemies, and then it deals 2 additional damage for each other attack we've played this turn. Upgrades dealing 9 damage and 3 additional for every other attack we've played. Pommel Strike, 1 energy, common attack, deals 9 damage, draws 1 card, upgrades to 10 damage and 2 cards. That is the same as in the first game. True Grit, we've already been over. 1-2 punch. This turn your next attack is played an extra time. Upgrades to this turn your next 2 attacks are played an extra time. Which was also in the first game, but it was called something different. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it's the same as a card that was previously in the game. So Either they just wanted to like give it a new sort of like um, paint and a new flavor. The 1-2 punch seems pretty cool. Obviously, punching twice instead of once. Or maybe they are using the name and the flavor of the original card for another card in this game, which also might be the case. And juggling, a power that adds a copy of the third attack you play each turn into your hand. That is actually pretty cool, and upgrades to being innate, meaning that we start each combat with it in our hand. That seems pretty cool, and it's also on sale, meaning that it costs less than it would normally do. I might buy that, but we'll see what else is on offer first. Ultimate Defend. 1 energy. It is an uncommon colorless card, which basically just means it can be picked up by any of the characters that are playable in the Spire. Normally, you will only be able to pick up cards and to gain cards that are within your character's colors. The Ironclad is red, so obviously we've been looking at red cards all this time. The Silent is green, and in the first game at least, and the Defect was a blue character. And then I know that there are 2 additional new characters that have been added in this game. The necro sort of necromancer character and a regal sort of noble character. I don't remember their names, but they've been added, and I do not know what their colors are. But these down here are colorless, meaning that any character can find them and add them to their deck. Secret Weapon. 0 energy, a rare colorless card. Skill, put an attack from your draw pile into your hand and then exhaust it, and it upgrades to not exhausting. That's a pretty good card as well. And then there are 3 relics, just like there was also always in the shop 3 relics on display that you would be able to purchase. The Regal Pillow, that is from the first game. Whenever you rest, you heal an additional 15 HP. So, back when we had the opportunity to rest in the first act, game is divided into different acts. We are in the second, so each map layout is basically an act in and of itself. And once you complete the act, you go way down to... Oh, it also shows what happened at that floor. Does this also... Yeah, okay, that's very, very cool. Okay. But yeah, once you complete an act, you go back to the start of the act, and then you climb up to the next act bus, and then you repeat that for 3 acts, and then there was also like some secret 4th act in the first game. Spoilers, sorry. That sorry, that you would be able to unlock after having played the game for a bit. Yeah, so in the first act we had the opportunity to rest and gain back 24 health. With this we would have been able to rest and gain 39. The Whetstone, also from the first game, upon pickup upgrade to random attacks. And Kifuda, which I think is new. I don't think it's new. I know that it's new. Upon pickup, enchant up to 3 cards with a droid. and a droid means that we gain 3 block once we play the card that we've enchanted. It's very cool. We can remove a card, and then the cost of this service increases by 25 for the rest of this run. So the first time we remove a card, it costs 75. Next time, it would be 100, and so on and so forth. In the first game, you would only be able to remove 1 card per shop. I don't know if that's the case. It doesn't specify that. Be kind of a big change if you would just be able to spend all of your money all the time going into a shop on just removing a lot of cards, but I mean, also cool if that's the case. Speed Potion, gain 5 dexterity at the end of your turn, lose 5 dexterity. So it's like the dexterity improves your block gained from block cards. So it's like a temporary buff. Attack Potion, choose one of 3 random attack cards to add into your hand. It's free to play this turn. And then it's removed from the deck at the end of the combat. It doesn't stick around permanently. And Skill Potion is the same as the Attack Potion, but for skills. We will start off by removing a card and testing whether or not we will be able to remove more than 1 card. And we will remove a strike. Yeah, okay. So once we remove the card, we can't do so again in this shop. Juggling seemed like a fun card, so we'll try that. And considering picking up Kifida, something. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I probably am just going to leave with the money and go for an extra shop this act. So it doesn't really seem like there's a... like we'd have to give up an elite in order to shop. But we might have to do that anyways if we're like very hurt. And we need the campfires. Also I do want... like there are a couple of upgrades that I'd like. So maybe we just do that anyways. We'll have to see. Tunneler, aggressive. It's trying to attack us for 13 damage. Very cool. I think we'll start off with a pillage. And then we'll do a thrash and a strike. Because of Ornament of Fan. And then we'll block 8. We did also at some point pick up a colorless potion, which it's the same as the attack and the skill potion, but for colorless cards. I think we'll do a pyre and a birchwood and maybe a second wind. We can try using the burning pack to see if we can like draw into trying to get the bloodletting. Should have done that before playing whatever the first card I played was, in order to have a chance. Oh, obviously it would tunnel. Okay. So, aggressive. It is attacking us for 23. Block is not removed at the start of Tunneler's turn. Stunned if all block is removed. I think we might be able to deal 32 damage with our battle trance and our bloodletting. It does not seem like we'll be able to get there, but we will be able to block a whole lot of the incoming damage. We'll actually be able to block all of it. I am very much liking our deck so far. The first time you gain block from a card each turn, double the amount gained. I don't think that's particularly good. Not for this deck, anyways. It is probably awesome for like other decks, and it upgrades into only costing 1 to put into play. Hemokinesis, 1 energy, uncommon attack, lose 2 HP, and deal 14. Upgrades to 19. Very similar, if not exactly the same as it was in the first game. And Whirlwind. I think we'll take a Whirlwind. Whirlwind is a great card. And we will be headed for the elite. 2 times 8. And artifact negates 2 debuffs. We'll be starting off with a pillage. And that is a pretty good draw. Do a second wind. And a bird swoop and a thrash. So those were status cards that was shuffled into our discard pile. Unplayable and ethereal, meaning that when I end the turn with them in hand, they are exhausted, removed from the deck until the end of combat. And they are unplayable cards, meaning that they can't play. Kind of self-explanatory. Yeah. I think it makes sense to play the Pyre, especially with the Whirlwind coming up. And I think I might just want to play like a defend here. Thinking about the bloodletting. Don't think it's worth it. Don't think we'll need the 2 extra attacks. Be able to deal 40 damage. Which is unfortunately, I mean, it isn't actually enough, but it is enough with the fire potion, which we'll be using here. Oh, that was not very smart. Oh well, now we can use the strength potion instead of the fire potion, I guess. Wait, what? That was only 36 damage. I am so terrible at this game. I'm just using all of my potions right before the elite as well. This is not great. Huh. Did at least get a dexterity potion, which is not like the best type of potion for my deck, but oh well. Bully, deal 4 damage, deals 2 additional damage for each vulnerable on the enemy, and hemokinesis, and I will take in other armaments. And then we'll go to the elite. Oh, Entomancer. Very, very cool. 3 times 7. That is a lot of damage. Mayhem. At the start of your turn, play the top card of your draw pile. Equilibrium. Gain 13 block. Retain your hand this turn. And production. Gain 2 energy. Exhaust. And upgrades to not exhausting. And upgrades to 16 block. Upgrades to only costing 1. I think we'll be needing the additional block this turn. Play out basically the entirety of my hand. It's a just blocking. Whenever this enemy is hit by an attack, add 1 dazed into your draw pile. That was a very nice encounter. Took very little damage and get a bag of marbles. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Body Slam, 1 energy for a common attack that deals damage equal to a block. Upgrades to costing 0. Barricade, block is not removed at the start of your turn. Upgrades to costing 2. And Perfected Strike, deals 6 damage, deals 2 additional damage for all your cards containing strike. Upgrades to 3. Uncommon attack, 2 energy. They were all in the base game. I will be skipping them. I don't think Barricade makes a lot of sense here. I mean, I do have some big armor gaining turns with the second wind, but I don't think it's enough to justify a barricade. It might. It might. It actually might. I've talked myself into it. Event. Field of man-sized holes. The sudden size of a massive field gouged with large outlines of bodies stops you in your tracks. One of these outlines matches your own. It's perfect. Resist. Remove 2 cards from your deck. Add 1 normality. And normality is a curse that is unplayable, and it makes it so that while it's in hand, we can't play more than 3 cards that turn. We can also enter the hole. Whenever this would be shuffled into your draw pile, place it on top instead. That seems pretty cool. I think Battle Trance is like that sounds excellent for Battle Trance. So once we've used Battle Trance, it goes back on top. So we can use it again the next turn. Seems excellent. Oh, I didn't read the... Okay, great. It's a snug fit, but you squeeze yourself into the hole. The further you go, the darker it becomes. Eventually, you see a faint light grow brighter and reveal the other side. You step out unchanged, but now understand the intimate secrets of life. Very cool. And for our upgrade, I think we'll do the other armaments. And then we'll be getting a red mask. Also, this was in the first game. At the start of each combat, apply 1 weak to all enemies. Weakened creatures deal 25% less damage with attacks. Seems great. It is great. Okay, so we can either get 2 more elites, or we can go to a shop and a single elite. And I think I prefer the shop, because then I also get to upgrade the Battle Trance, which is perfectly fitted as well. Okay, so setup strike, sword boomerang, deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times, upgrades to 4 times, it's a 1 energy, and it is an uncommon attack. It is the same as it was in the first game. Tremble, Havoc, play the top card of your draw pile and exhausted, upgrades to cost 0, normally it costs 1, it is an uncommon skill, same as the first game. Juggling, we've seen that card. Jack of all trades, add 1 random colorless card into your hand, exhaust. Upgrades to 2 random colorless cards. Uncommon and colorless skill card. Secret technique, put a skill from your draw pile into your hand, upgrades into not exhausting. I think I might want that in order to get the Battle Trance. But let's see. Orichalcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Seems like a very good relic. It does clash with the Ornamental Fan, because, well, if we play 3 attacks, we have the 4 blocks, and then we won't gain anything from Orichalcum. Gremlin Horn, whenever an enemy dies, we gain 1 energy and draw a card. And Dragon Fruit, whenever you gain gold, raise your max HP by 1. So these 2 were in the first game. The Dragon Fruit is new to this game. Looks very good, actually. We will remove a strike and purchase the secret technique and leave the shop. And do we have anything we want upgraded? We kind of want to upgrade the pyre. I kind of want to upgrade the pyre. Yeah, let's go do that. Actually becomes worth putting into play, I think. And then let's see another event. This or that. Arms suddenly jut out from a nearby hole, clutching a suspicious bag of riches and a clearly cursed relic. This or that, a scratched up voice whispers from below. So we can get Clumsy and obtain a random relic. And Clumsy is a curse that is unplayable, but it also exhausts the first time we draw it. I think we'll just go for the gold. Oh, didn't read the... You grab the back, and as soon as you do, a third hand appears and clutches at you. After a frantic struggle, it releases. The arms and the hole have vanished. Very cool. And we are going to the elite. This is the infested prism. It is intending to deal us 16 damage. It has Vital Spark. The first time infested prism takes attack damage each turn, the attacker gains 1 energy. And then it is also vulnerable and weak because of our relics. Okay. So we actually end up gaining 1 energy the first time we attack it each time? Seems pretty good. Must be like added for our benefit because it's otherwise too dangerous, too like too powerful. Let's start off with our battle trance that then... Wait a minute. Oh, okay, right. It's when it's shuffled into the draw pile. Not like just like whenever it's discarded. Okay. Inflame and set up strike and dismantle. And a defend. This turn, it is attacking for 16 again. It is also going to block. I think I'll just... bash it. And thrash it. And second wind. Yeah, here comes the dangerous attack. It's attacking for 9 times 3. I do think I misunderstood what thrashing does, because what I thought it was going to do was going to add the damage immediately, but it's only adding it for the next time I'm using thrash. So it's okay, like in extended fights, but it's actually pretty bad in like short fights. So, but we did end up making it through the encounter, even though did lose a bit of health there. So Gaining some money and permafrost. The first time you play a power, each combat gains 6 block. That's pretty cool. Whenever you apply vulnerable, draw 1 card. Do I have more vulnerable than just the bash? I think it's only the bash. It seems like an okay power. And it also upgrades to 2 cards. It seems like an okay power, but we don't have that many ways of adding vulnerable yet. So I think I'm going to skip it. For the same reason I'm going to skip the dismantle. Twin Strike, deal 5 damage twice. It's an uncommon attack and it upgrades to dealing 7 damage twice. The same as it was in the first game. I'll be skipping those cards. I hope that it's okay to just upgrade a card right here instead of resting. Just 2 more damage. Doesn't seem particularly great. I mean, because I have 2 upgraded armaments in my deck, I think I'll be on the safe side and just rest, because I have no idea what any of the bosses in the game does. But we're going up against the Insatiable at the end of the act. You will fight the Insatiable. It is attempting to buff itself. It is also intending to give 6 status cards. And then it is obviously vulnerable and weak because of our Bag of Marbles and Red Mask. We'll start off with a Battle Trance. And a secret technique can get us the Bloodletting. And then we can upgrade all with the armaments and play the Inflame and do a Bloodletting to play our Barricade as well. Then we will play the Bash and the Dismantle and the Birchwood. Pretty okay starting turn. Frantic Escape. Get farther away. Increase Sandpit by 1. Increase the cost of this card by 1. So, in 4 turns you will be eaten and die. That is very cool. Okay. So, we play these in order to escape Sandpit. How do I... Is there any way to, like, never mind. See if they can be upgraded is what I was wondering. I will play Armaments, and a Defend, and a Frantic Escape. Pyre and a Defend. I should have been using my Dexterity potions. Didn't think that through. But now we have the Pyre, and also we are getting our Battle Trance and our Juggling into play this time. So that seems pretty okay. Bash and Thrash and Frantic Escape. strike, and a pillage, and a bird swoop, and another bird swoop because of the juggling. Frantic escape, defend, and strike. Seems like we're getting through this just alright. I mean, we are also playing on the lowest difficulty, so... Armaments, defend. Frantic escape, separate. Very cool boss. I like that it can just straight up kill you if you spend too much time in the fight. But we did not. Just going to kill it here. Epoch discovered. 100 gold. And we get to add a rare card. Brand. Lose 1 HP, exhaust 1 card, gain 1 strength. Upgrades to 2 strength. Impervious. Gain 30 block. Upgrades to 40. And Juggernaut. Whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Upgrades to 7. These two are unchanged from the first game. This is a new card. I don't have anything that like actually scales me, but also I don't have that many defensive cards. I think I'll be going with the Impervious also because I have the Barricade to sort of, what do you call it, work with it, that like benefits from it. Do also have a single second wind that works well with Juggernaut. Brand is obviously exhaust synergy, but I don't think we have enough card draw to actually make Brand work that well. So we'll be going for the Impervious. And proceeding to the third act, Glory. And this is like a an eldritch, a lion or cat-like being, but also it has like leaves, so maybe it's like a plant-based lion of some sort. And we will be going up against the Queen. Looks very eldritch. Kind of looks like an angelically, what is it, like a biblically correct angel? Is that what it's called? We'll be trying to hit as many shops as possible to get our card removes, and also as many elites as possible to gain relics and to see the new elites. I think we'll be doing something that looks kind of like this, and then like this, and like this, and this. Yep, seems pretty good. Let's see what this creature holds. Tangs, the Chimera King. So weak, but you have potential. Use this weapon. So we get his meat cleaver, meaning that we can cook at rest sites, removing 2 cards from the deck and gaining 9 max HP. That seems very, very good. Iron Club. Every 4 cards you play, you draw 1 card. And Throwing Axe, the first card you play each combat, is played an additional time. How many rests can we go through? 1, 2, 3, and if we skip an elite, 4. I mean, that just sounds like incredibly powerful. Four campfires, that would amount to 8 card removes. It seems insanely busted. Very powerful. A devoted sculptor. It is empowering itself, and it's vulnerable and weak because of our cards. We are using armaments and thrash. And in turn, not a great first turn. Ritual, at the end of its turn, gains 9 strength. So we're very much on the clock here. Gonna exhaust it to not draw it again next go around. If we are even going to get to another go around. Playing that for the same reason. Okay. Hopefully we'll be able to kill it next time. I do think we should be able to. Set up strike. Bird swoop. Strike. Another juggling, another dismantle, and an anger. We'll skip those. Ooh, the Living Shield. Rampart. At the start of the player's turn, turret operator gains 25 block. And the turret operator. This enemy intends to attack, obviously, 2 times 5. Okay, so this enemy basically is protecting this enemy. Tail is old as time. Do we think that it makes sense to go for the turret operator first? I don't think so. Ah, cool. Like a Gatling gun. Oh, does it increase like with 1 every turn? Might. It looks like it would. Okay. And where's our bloodletting is in our discard pile. So we can obviously play Whirlwind for 5 times 6 is 30. And Bird Swoop. We'll be playing armaments first. Now it's 9 times 4, which is only 28. But I mean, we should do like this probably, and then this, and then this, and then this, and this. There we go. Fairy in a bottle. When you would die, instead this potion is discarded and you heal 30% of your max HP. Great. A great card. No notes. Might want to shrug it off. Could want might want to shrug it off. I think we'll just skip these cards. I think we need something better than shrug it off. We can do like 2 more events and then skip the shop. And then we don't need to like skip an elite. So like what we'd be doing is then this way. And then like going for the path that we've already routed. I think we'll do that. Should we take one more enemy before we go to a question mark? No, because this was a random like enemy fight, so we'll just try to see what sort of events we can get. There is a sour smell in the air, and shortly after you find a potion courier collapsed on the ground, unmoving, lifeless, dead. While their belongings have been ransacked, there is a batch of foul-smelling potions with a note. Recipient, merchant. 3 foul potions deal 12 damage to everyone. That must mean including ourselves. But it can be thrown at the merchant for 100 gold. Or we get 1 uncommon potion. So that is like potentially 300 gold. I will keep a hold of my fairy in a bottle, so it'll only be 200. But 200 gold still seems pretty good. What could the merchant want with these potions? That is a great question. The future of potions. You feel a faint rumbling as you round the corner to discover a gigantic spinning apparatus. It has several slots which appear to convert liquids into highly compressed digestible into a highly compressed digestible tablet. The idea of turning these healthy tonics into a tiny morsel is uncomfortable, but perhaps it's good to try new things. So we can lose a foul potion, or a fairy in a bottle. And we obtain an upgraded rare skill. I think 100 gold for an upgraded rare skill is definitely worth it. Offering! Offering, it was also in the first game. Unupgraded, it looks like this. 0 to draw 3, gain 2 energy and lose 6 health, and then it exhausts. And upgraded, it draws 5 instead. Amazing card. 1-2 punch, we've seen. Cascade, play the top X plus 1 cards of your draw pile. I mean, I do have some expensive cards, but like not that many, so I don't think Cascade is very good here. But it is a new card, and it is definitely very cool. We'll go for the offering though. That's definitely the best card. The tablet was disgusting. There is no hope for the future. That is disappointing. Whoa! A Mechanite. Looks awesome. It has 1 artifact, so that means that it normally has 3 artifacts because we remove 2 with our bag of marbles and our red mask. We'll go for an armaments and an inflame and a second wind. I think. Maybe a defense second wind? Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. Ah, this game is already like amazing to me. Okay, we'll do an armament and a bloodletting and a Dismantle, strike, whirlwind. Ooh. Adds 4 burns. Right to our hand. Evil. Absolutely evil. You're playing the Pyre, which is fitting with the amount of burns in our hand right now. And we'll play Virtual. And a Battle Trance before the defend? No, defend first. Battle Trance. Because we can get the... Looking at it, that was maybe not the right decision. It is empowering and doing something defensive. We do like a Thrash, and then that goes into a draw pile, and that means that the Thrash will deal, instead of doing 8 damage twice, it will do 18 damage twice. Seems pretty good, and then we also get to play the defend. Yeah, sure. Damage. Looks like it's about to smite us. We can just get an Impervious from our deck, and that'll be like almost enough. Let's start with a Battle Trance. Bloodletting and Armaments. Pretty cool. And a Secret Technique. Could also get the second wind, but we have 3 burns left in our draw pile, so I don't think that makes sense to do right here. Just go for Impervious instead. And then a Setup Strike, a Strike, a Burning Pact to get rid of the burn. Juggling. There we go. And we did exactly enough blocking for that turn as well. Okay, so we do get 2 burns here, but that does mean that the odds of us drawing the second wind for the next turn, when he's giving us the 4 status cards, it's pretty likely. Let's go for a Bash, Dismantle, Thrash. Yeah. Come on, second wind. Yes. Yes. Too bad we don't have barricade in play. Leaves like through a rocket as well. That's so cool. Potion of Binding. Apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Amazing. 41 gold and a Goblin's chip. At the start of each combat, discard any number of cards, then draw the 9 cards. Amazing. Absolutely fantastic relic as well. Also from the first game. I'm considering a second juggling, because we are playing a lot of attacks, and when our Pyre is in play, we do have the energy for it as well. So yeah, let's go for the second juggling. We'll go to the campfire in order to cook a strike and a defend. Gain the 9 HP and remove 2 cards. And we get the anchor. Start each combat with 10 block. Also from the first game. Also an amazing relic. Another campfire. We'll be cooking again. Removing 2 strikes actually. And an elite. Or 3 elites, as it were. The Flail Knight, the Spectral Knight, and the Magi Knight. Okay. The Flail Knight is obviously the one up front, giving us the most damage, but I imagine that that would mean that the Magi Knight is actually like more dangerous at the later turns, and then the Spectral Knight is applying a debuff to us, and we don't know what that is yet, so that is scary. We'll start off doing an offering. And kind of amazed that we didn't draw either of our armaments. But we can still get to our armament with like pillage. So we'll be doing double juggle, and then we'll pillage on the Magi Knight, because I'm scared of what he might be able to do to us. And we'll do a Burning Pact on a defend. And there's the armaments I was looking for. Upgrading the Bloodletting, and an Inflame, and a Pyre, I think. Whirlwind and a bird swoop, and then we get 2 more bird swoops, and we can kill the Magi Knight and deal a bit of damage to the Spectral Knight. It was a pretty good first turn. What are we drawing this time? Oh. Hex. While Spectral Knight is alive, all your cards are ethereal. Oh. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's not great in this moment, but like, just isn't always a bad thing. Armaments. Set up strike, I think. And a thresh. Dismantle first. I think the enemy is dead here. Yeah, pretty easily as well. Pocket Watch. Whenever you play 3 or fewer cards during your turn, draw 3 additional cards at the start of your next turn. That is also a relic from the first game. And it is an amazing relic from the first game. Another juggling, Fiendfire or an Iron Wave plus. Fiendfire, 2 energy for a rare attack that exhausts your hand and deals 7 damage for each card exhausted, and then it exhausts itself. Upgrades to 10 damage for each card in hand. Also a card from the first game. Also a pretty good card from the first game, so I'll be taking that. And then we will cook. And we'll remove 2 defense. Ooh, Soul Nexus. I'll just look at Soul Nexus first. Dealing 21 damage to us, and God, that looks so cool. Just everything in this game looks so cool to me. It's awesome. It's really awesome. We're just doing armaments bash, birch swoop. Probably. Seems okay. Maybe we'll actually want to try to dig for a offering so that we can do more things on our first turn. This actually does not look great, but wait, did we? No, okay, we're still going to the shop. Thank you. Okay, it's a bit scared that I just accidentally made myself miss the shop. Okay, deals 21. And then it deals 6 times 4. Yeah, this isn't like great. I guess it is what it is. Okay, so it's going to debuff us this turn. Might also be dead this turn. If I play out my hand correctly. Or like efficiently. Animations. Cards containing strike deal 3 additional damage. I think another card to like draw is pretty good here. membership card. So that just kind of jumped out to me because I know it from the first game. 50% discount on all products. Definitely be getting that. Centennial Puzzle. The first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. Definitely be getting that. Pair. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 10. Rupture. Whenever you lose HP on your turn, gain 1 strength. I think a little bit more of scaling makes a lot of sense here. And then we're also supposed to throw the foul potion. Yes, that's the stuff. To gain 100 gold. A regen potion, a power potion, and a colorless potion. I think we'll take a power potion and remove a defend. Maybe? Sure. And purchase an impatience. Sure. And a power. Anything else I would want? Maybe the bloodletting? Additional bloodletting could be okay, and if I don't end up like using it for anything, I can always just exhaust it. Seems okay to me. Cool. Pillage for drawing? Sure. And then going to the campfire and... I mean, I'd like to cook, but I don't actually think that I have 2 cards that I want removed here. Nope. So we'll be... Is there anything I want upgraded? Rupture maybe? 2 strength? I think I would like the Rupture upgrade, yeah. Do I get to see what 30% of my max HP is? No. But I can, like, calculate that. Okay, let's see what the enemies are. This boss looks awesome. A total of 599 life, split out between 2 things. But this one is a minion, so minions abandon combat without their leader. Deals 13 damage. It is vulnerable and weak because of items. Malicious. This enemy intends to apply afflictions on your cards. Okay. Let us see what we can do here. Okay, so armaments I would like to keep. Second wind and thrash I would like to get rid of. Then we get the rupture. And we get to use offering. And do an armaments. And do a rupture and a bloodletting and a pyre and a barricade and a setup strike. Do we think it's worth it to get rid of the tortured amalgam? I have no clue. But I will use my Burning Pact to get rid of the setup strike. And then pillage and bird swoop. Oh, we can even secret technique an additional bloodletting. I think I'll do that. Armaments, bloodletting. Yeah, let's do it. Inflame. Air swoop. Impervious. Whirlwind. Impatience to draw 3? I don't know why I would want to draw 3. Except maybe to like get closer to some of the cards in my discard pile. Bloodlettings, Burning Pact. Sure. And then we have 61 block, which carries over because of Barricade. Chains of Binding. The first 3 cards drawn each turn are afflicted by Bound. Only 1 bound card can be played each turn. Cards are unbound at end of turn. Okay, cool. Cool. Play a Juggle here. And a Burning Pact. On the Fiend Fire, I think. Drawing 3. Getting to play an Armaments. Then doing a Thrash. And a Whirlwind. Ooh, weak, frail, and vulnerable for like the rest of the fight. That does seem like an issue. Probably start with a Pillage. And a Dismantle. Because then we get to play the Impatience. And a Juggling. And then a Battle Trance. And then the Thrash. And then we get 2 more Thrashes. Easy. So, the Archdemon's Thrall has arrived. Okay, so the creature that he is referring to is probably Niao, which is like the whale, a creature that sends the characters of Slay the Spire to slay the Spire. And we have the like organs, hearts probably in the background, and some of the earlier enemies of Slay the Spire 1, like well, not necessarily enemies, but like some of those like techno artifacts, magical sort of objects, pyramids, like orbs as well that are connected This is a scholar of some type. Okay, well, we only have one option, and that is to threaten, so we'll do that. Enemy, kill. Victory? Question mark? You dealt 1,240 damage to the architect. So this is the architect. Very cool. But it wasn't enough. You have dealt a total of 1,240 damage to the architect. The architect still stands despite taking... wow, already 1 billion damage? 1,238,681,949 damage from all who have faced him. And the game came out like yesterday. So, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so a single epoch has been unlocked. Discovery. We found 67 new cards, 3 new relics. We fought 30 new enemies, and we unlocked 5 new epochs. Let's see what we unlocked. In the timeline, reveal epochs to unlock cards, relics, and much more. Chapter 5, Niao, the reopening. Mother of Resurrection, Niao, awakened from her slumber. Rise, champion. Again. Niao will now greet you at the start of each run. Okay, so and that was just from playing a run that we unlocked that. And that was the 5th chapter? And we don't like choose which epochs we reveal, we just sort of do that. Okay, so Prion, the magnum opus, a void of nothingness, but then the world came into existence. It churned about and molded itself to that which tells stories. Along this journey lay a planet named Prion, a mere speck in this universe. They say that a great story about a spire took place here. And that gained us 3 new cards. Automation, a power that says every 10 cards you draw, gain 1 energy. That seems like a card that very quickly goes infinite. And I can't see what it looks like upgraded, unfortunately. Entropy, power, at the start of your turn, transform 1 card in your hand. Also looks very cool. And Catastrophe, play 2 random cards from your draw pile, and it's a skill. Nice. Scribbles, seeds. The Pact. Beat Act 3 with the Ironclad to reveal this epoch. For centuries, war raged between the Ironclads and the Valley Guard. Driven by ambition, a young Ironclad ventures to the forbidden boundary and bargains with the sacred demon. Okay, so the archdemon that the architect was referring to might not have been Yao, it might have been the demon that the Ironclad had made that deal with. The following potions will appear in future runs. Blood Potion. Heal 20% of your max HP. Soldier's Stew. All cards containing strike gain replay this combat. 1 replay this combat. Place this card an additional time. Seems like a very cool potion and also very good. Ashwater. Exhaust any number of cards in your hand. That was also in the old game, though it was called something else. But I like the sort of holy-esque aesthetic of the ash water. The following potions will now appear in future runs. The Ironclad's rage cannot be tamed. Ascension difficulties can be activated when starting a run. Nice. And then Chapter 2, Devastation, the Ironclad. The Ironclad's strength surges. The flames of the demonic pact course through his blood. Cuts and bruises heal rapidly. The Valley Guard are cleaved in two. The Desert Tribe are burned to a crisp. Windwalkers smashed into the ground, and even a familiar horde of aggressive bronze-cladded warriors are set ablaze with these exciting new flames. All of the Ironclad's enemies are shown no mercy. All of the Ironclad's... Ironclad? Where is everyone? Okay, so the Ironclad ended up, like, destroying the Ironclads as well? Relics unlocked. The following relics will appear in future runs. Red Skull. While your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength, also from the old game. Paper Frog. Enemies with vulnerable take 75% more damage rather than 50. Also from the old game. The first game. Ruined Helmet. This is new. The first time you gain strength each combat, double the amount gained. Looks very cool. Very nice. And 2 epochs remain. The Ironclad. Beat Act 1 with the Ironclad. So this one was from beating Act 3, Act 2, and then Act 1. So it's sort of going... like we're getting more and more of like the past with like the higher levels. We climb the Spire. Does that make sense? It's like it's the further you make it in the Spire, the further past, the further you go into the past to reveal what has happened to the character that you were playing. Okay. I hope that makes sense. I had a bit of difficulty formulating that sentence. The Ironclad beat Act 1 with the Ironclad to reveal this epoch. The Ironclad, a warrior from a faraway land, entered the Spire. Driven by pure instinct and accursed blood, he has lost all reason and identity. All who prevent his ascent shall perish. Cards unlocked. The following cards will appear in future runs. Molten Fist. Deal 10 damage, double the enemy's vulnerable exhaust. Cool. Cruelty. Vulnerable enemies take an additional 25% damage. Also very, very cool. Dominate. Gain 1 strength for each vulnerable on the enemy. Also very, very cool. So there is definitely a theme of like attempting to do as much vulnerability as possible to an enemy, which I love that. Okay, the fog rolls in. Play a run with the Ironclad to reveal this epoch. The Silent! News of the Spire's reopening made its way to the Silent. She ferries a boat to the capital. So we gained the Silent as a playable character. The Silent sneaks past the gate wards with ease and enters the Spire once more. Unlock the Silent as a playable character. I am very interested to see when I'll unlock some of the new characters. But it probably unlocks gradually, just like with all of these. I love the this menu of like unlocking chapters that explain the story, explains the story as well as giving like new things to play with in future runs. the timeline. And now we get to do standards, daily, or custom. And beat Act 3 times to unlock custom runs. Play a single run with all characters and beat Act 3 to unlock the daily runs. And we have now unlocked the Silent. A huntress from outside the Spire, ready to stab and poison everything in her way. So my guess is that once I play one run of the Silent, I'll unlock this character, which looks like the regal character, the noble sort of character. Then this is probably the Necromancer, and this looks like the Defact. And so it looks like to play one run of the Silent, I'll unlock this character. Once I play one run of that character, I'll unlock this character, and then maybe, yeah, play a single run with probably this character to unlock this character. Okay, I think that was all the energy I have in me for like doing live streaming today. So I'll end it here. But thank you for watching. I can see that there haven't been any messages or any watches for the live stream, but if you are watching the video after the live stream's ended, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this sort of introduction serves as a nice entryway to the game. I'll definitely recommend it. You definitely get your money's worth playing Slay the Spire 2. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a good Friday.